know it's tough without, obviously, you guys aren't really hitting yet, so from a defense standpoint, it's not really a true test. But how do you feel like you guys, 2 days in, are doing?
Well, I think you see the benefit of what we had in our bowl game. You know, just the reps that we got. The young guys are cleaner. They're more confident in the way they communicate. We've had probably as few mental busts in the first 2 days of any spring I've been a part of, which is really exciting. The thing that I think for us is just harping on the fundamentals, you know, the effort everywhere we went in the off-season, people we met with. The effort is what continues to show out, right? The effort that we play with, the fundamentals were really good. But to me, we just continuing to improve our fundamentals and get better at those things. I think those things will be the difference in when we show up to Madison in September.
In terms of, obviously it was a young defense, but you guys made strides throughout the season, and obviously you're going to be a spring holder, I guess. I mean, how much do you feel like you have a more mature group that's ready to take a step forward, I guess, in spring?
You know, it's always amazing to me of when that final click turns, but it's almost night and day, you know, from where we were even when we lined up against Purdue to what you saw, the maturity and growth in that bowl game. And I thought, you know, pound for pound, we probably played our best football in that bowl game against Tennessee. We came up short. Even though we came up short, I think the momentum and the confidence that our players got from that bowl practice and prep, and then to go execute on game day, for us, we showed up here. I mean, our guys they're confident. I mean, they believe in what they're doing right now, so they're bought in.
Does anybody look, different physically? I know we talked about Michael kind of putting on weight, but defensively, any guys really stand out to you in terms of the work they've done?
They didn't tell you Mike's going to do a dual train linebacker quarterback thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, no doubt. So that sucker's he's a thing of beauty right now. But no, I mean, I think the linebacker group, the way they've the ownership and control. I mean, they're like a wolf pack in that weight room right now. Like if you want to work out with those guys, like you got to be on one. So, and just the attitude and the leadership that we have not had since I've been here defensively out of that unit. The way they look, the presence that they give, both out on the field, in the weight room, locker room. It's been the missing link in the last 2 years that I think we've had defensively, but really excited about that group.
Any real particular keys by the end of spring ball that you want to have accomplished?
Yeah, great question. So for us, confident communication is number one, right? Just the ability to communicate with confidence out on the field, be loud. When you had a young defense, they made plays, but not all the time. You know, there were times where we were on different pages, and that would be the difference in the game in a critical situation. Intentional footwork and hands. If you go back and you look at the fundamentals of the game, we did some things really well. I thought we tackled really, really well, right, towards the end of the season, with the exception of the second half against Purdue. Thought when wet and tired and all that, but outside of that, I thought we did some really great things tackling. So intentional footwork and hands, we got to be better there. And then lastly, I think, to me, just being able to continue the effort, the way that we play with, these young guys understanding the culture that's built.
You're talking about the linebacking group, and obviously Thomas isn't quite back to running around and being in pads, but it seems like he's kind of acting like a coach out there, marshaling guys, yelling at them. Just what has he brought to you kind of in this interim period where he's waiting to get back out?
Well, I mean, at some point, I know it's a thought he's trying to consider what he wants to do, after his 4 years of college and all that, but I'm going to try to convince that dude to coach, because he just, the way he carries himself, the way he knows this defense, he's been around this defense since he was an 8th grader, I mean, just to be able to have all those things, the knowledge and understanding and confidence that he has for these young guys, it's changed, DK Bonham and Cam Williams and Ty Wise. I mean, he should be getting ready for prom, in a couple weeks and all that stuff. So for him, like the knowledge that Thomas brings is invaluable.
You guys kind of flip-flop Jamar and Fitz.
Yeah.
And I saw Josh getting some out there at corner. Just kind of what were your guys' thoughts behind doing those things?
Well, so I think for Josh, first and foremost, Josh is a very instinctive football player. We want to make more plays on the outside, and he's got to hold more weight if he wants to play safety in the Big Ten. Right now at 172 pounds, like, he can play corner for us. He's got the speed and athleticism. I don't know who was out here yesterday, but the plays, the instinctive vision that he plays with, to me, that's, you ask about what we want to improve in, playing with more instinctive vision so that we can make more plays on the back end. He gave us that. And that kind of is the same thing for why we moved Jamar into that back end free safety. We thought him playing a little bit more top down, He's one of our most instinctive players. He's one of our best playmakers. Let's get him in the backfield a little bit more, in the back end, and let him play everything top down, make more plays than you can from that Husky position in terms of the vision of it. And then Fitzy's so good around the box that we're able to activate him a little bit more, coming off the edge, bring in pressure. He's that hybrid safety linebacker guy that we just wanted to get more active in the run game.
One of your first answers, you brought up that Friday night Madison. So what do you try and do to kind of keep guys engaged and kind of maybe hold that carrot out in front of them through the long days of spring ball and into the summer?
It's great. I mean, the leadership of our older defense, of these linebackers and some of the guys on the back end helps with that every single day, just keeping them focused. But you constantly bring it up. Why do we do this drill right here? Because it's going to help us when we walk into Madison. That's all that matters, at the end of the day. And I think our guys, they believe that when they have that carrot, if you will, dangled in front of their face. That and as much as we did as a 2019 defense, and Jeff sent me the text to the best scoring defense in 30 years and all that stuff. I mean, they know all that stuff, but they're not satisfied with that. I mean, they believe that the 2020 defense, right, has something to prove, right, and play with a chip on their shoulder, and that's what we believe here. That's Tom Allen defense.
You mentioned the bowl game a little bit earlier. Obviously, you're looking ahead to next season already, but how much do you kind of use that as a motivator of coming up short there at the end and using that to fuel them going forward?
It was almost, obviously you want to win the game, right? But on the flip side, the hunger that it has brought in the offseason, and then yet at the same time the confidence because we played so well all up until the very end of that game. I just think it's kind of a double-edged sword to some degree in a positive way.
You obviously got a couple new faces on defense, and then Coach T even going to a new position. Just kind of with all the moving parts, how everybody kind of meshed together.
Well, I love the combination that Jason Jones and Casey Teagarden have brought to us in the back end of the safety positions. I mean, they work so well together. There's no egos. They work off of each other. They're all the communication back there. You can already tell the way the guys communicate, line up, execute, and play with more instinctive vision on the back end is because that they're getting more well-rounded coaching, and then obviously, Shelby back there, we've got an army of guys standing back there, between those three dudes. So get your butts off the field every now and then, but it's been really good.
Kevin Eagle said he's an intense coach. He doesn't watch his language and stuff like that. I mean, what stood out about him as a defensive line coach?
Well, I've known Peeps for quite a while now, and he kind of comes under that Pete Jenkins defensive philosophy, which Pete Jenkins is kind of the godfather of a certain style of defensive line play. I think it's been something that we need moving forward in terms of the physicality and the way that we play with our hands. I think what we're going to see is we're going to make more plays. We're going to have more production out of that room just because of the way that we're going to teach those guys and from a fundamental standpoint moving forward.
Coach Allen said that DeMarge Lewis was a guy that just kind of popped right out. I mean, how much he popped out to you?
To be a 6'3", 290-pound player, you know what I mean? Just his get off, his pop, he's already making plays out here on the field. Doesn't know what he's doing yet. I always teach these guys like, hey man, you're not going to know what's going on, but just go make plays. Micah McFadden played his freshman season. I'm not sure he knew half the plays that out there on the field that he made, but just go make plays. And I think guys that understand that, football players, right, that can show up in a situation like this, they catch Coach's eye, and that's what DeMarge's doing right now.